Hey, what's up? It's Game Hydro. We've got a video for you about Idle Isekai Demons Tale. This one is by popular demand, very popular demand, and we are going to go over Maiden team formations. So the formation is, I would say, almost as important, if not as important, as what maidens you use in your battle party. And you can pick a different formation for every phase of the game, or you can stick with the same formation each time, but we're going to go over multiple different team formations and basically all the team formations, as well as what the advantages and the disadvantages are. So without further ado, we're going to tap the formation button in the top right corner. It says formation. And here you can choose formations for the Otherworld Adventure, the Valor Cup Attack, Valor Cup Defense, Maiden Chamber, Night Training, Maiden Hall, Guild War, Divine Duel, Paladin War, all three phases of the Paladin War. You can go over a lot, basically. What? Dragon God. Alright, no runes. Anyways, but we don't really care about that. We care about the formations. So, here's what we got here. Tap on this little on the button with the little lit up and unlit dots right below where your maidens are standing, and you will be able to change the shape of your formation and change how many people are in each part of the formation. So here's what we got. Your default formation is the commander formation, where you have 3 people in the back, 2 people in the middle on the outsides, and 1 person right on the nose. So this is your default formation. It's a pretty decent all-around formation. Kind of allows your whatever tank you have in the front to protect everybody. But it can sometimes leave them a little bit vulnerable, and it can especially leave the back and middle rows extra vulnerable to attacks which specifically target those rows. You can replace that if you choose to. Let me get back there. With the Spearhead formation, which is pretty similar to the Commander formation, but it allows you to, it allows your middle row characters to kind of hide behind your tank and provide protection to the people in the back. This is a little more heavily centered toward your guardian character, your tank. So this one's a good one if your guardian is way overpowered. This one is also good if you have a healer somewhere in the back or the middle who can revive other characters. Now, the only characters that can revive other characters are super rare mythic maidens, but you know who they are. If you have them in the party, then be sure to put them in. The cross guard is the next formation. So you got a whopping 4 maidens in the middle and 1 maiden in the back, 1 maiden in the front. This one is primarily good also if you have kind of a sorry, lost my train of thought. If you have a strong guardian, of course. But this one I'm not the hugest fan of, because the middle row tends to be targeted by more attacks specifically than the front row and the back row do. Well-rounded characters who have a good blend of defense and health, or excuse me, attack and health, can go in the crossing guard row. So if you have a lot of maidens who are well-rounded, or you have somebody in the back that you really want to protect, this one would be a good one too. This one would actually be a really good one if you have a revive specialist in the back, because then you'd have a whole bunch of people protecting the revive specialist, and the revive specialist would be sitting in the back, mostly guarded from attack a little bit, and or at least less likely to get attacked, and reviving other characters that get killed. Arguably a better one for that, though, would be the Fortress. This one is excellent if you got three Guardians, two of the DPS folks, like the Mages and the Warriors, maybe one healer in the back. So yeah, you put the healer in the back, you put the DPS folks in the middle, they're pretty well protected, and then you put the Guardians in the front. So there's a lot of attacks targeting the front out there, almost as much as the middle, possibly equal. And so if you come across a Maiden who uses an attack that targets the front, the Guardians will sop up the damage. The healer will be in the back healing the Guardians, especially if it's a healer with area of effect healing abilities. And then your DPS folks in the middle will absolutely freaking smash. The opposition. You got the twin wings in the middle. This is a really strange looking formation. You got two characters in the middle who are completely who are connected to each other, and then you got two characters on the sides, in the front and in the back. So the main thing that the twin wings formation is good for, this is mainly good for, and it takes a little bit of pattern recognition to figure this one out, a little bit of battling experience, but this one is extremely good for if you keep getting smacked around by people who load their party up with Maidens that have an attack that does damage to the Maidens next to the main target. So the only way that it'll actually do damage in that instance now, if you use the twin wings formation, is if it hits one of the two middle Maidens. That bonus won't exist for them if it hits a side Maiden, and so you can use this formation to thwart that. And then finally we have the Aegis formation. This one's pretty good for if you got a number of well-rounded people plus one healer or reviver or support type who may have a little bit of a health disadvantage or a little bit of an attack disadvantage. You got 5 Maidens, especially the front 3, doing the protection. These can be the Guardians. And then you got the middle 2. It can either be Guardians or Warriors, depending on how you're feeling. You can have that be the ones kind of protecting the Maiden. And if the front 3 are Guardians, then they'll be able to absorb area of effect attacks without having too much damage taken to them, and the healer will be able to kind of reverse the impact of that damage, especially if you got an area of effect healer who can get both all 3 of them at once. So this is a rundown of the formations. You can pick a different formation for all of these different battle modes, and you can really just kind of have fun with it. But be sure to do a lot of battling, play a lot in these different game modes, test the formations to see which one works the best for you, because it can not only even depend on the game mode, it can even depend on what characters you have in your active party. So a formation that would work for one set of characters may not work for the other set of characters, so just keep that in mind. Anyways, this is Game Hydro. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like our videos.